I'm Dave Foord. In this screencast, I'm going to show how we can use the service Compfight to locate images which we can then add to things like PowerPoint or Word. Now, Compfight is a service which will search Flickr, which is an image sharing website, for images, and we can set the settings so that it will only pick out images that have been released under Creative Commons license, which basically means we're allowed to use them in education without having to ask for permission individually. So here's an example of what an output might look like. I've found an image, I've done a search for mountains, I've found this image which happens to be of the Matterhorn. I've been able to copy and paste it into my PowerPoint presentation, and then I've had to manually put the source and reference where I've got the image from underneath. So if you saw my earlier video on Expert, you'll see that that attached the reference to the image. It doesn't do it quite as well because I have to do that manually. So the website that we're going to go to is www.compfight.com. So I'm just going to go to that now, and so I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to type in Compfight, C-O-M-P-F-I-G-H-T, and it says it's Compfight, a Flickr search tool. So we'll get this page over here. Now what you need to do is you need to search for whatever it is, type in whatever it is you want to search for. So I'm going to search for the Matterhorn, and then I'm going to press enter. Now what it will do is it will search Flickr, and it will bring up lots and lots of images. Okay, and the beautiful thing for this compared to say Expert is it searches in a different way, so it'll actually bring up a much higher amount of images. And it also, I really like the way it displays on the screen because you've got these nice icons or thumbnails, so it's much easier to just scroll down and find the ones that you want. Now before I choose an image, what I need to do is check that the settings are correct. So I'm just going to magnify. Over on the left hand side here, you'll see that there are various options. So it says tags only or alt text. You've then got the options of any license, Creative Commons or commercial. Now the key one is that middle bit where it says any license. The default, which will often come up, is the any license will be selected. Now we don't want any license, we want Creative Commons, which means that we can use it without having to ask for permission explicitly. If we were going to find images that we were then going to sell on, I'd actually choose the commercial setting. So I'm actually going to click on commercial for now on the left hand side. It will change the images, it will reduce the number that are visible, and then there's all these images here. So let's say I want to use this image here of the Matterhorn. I then click on it, and it will then take me to Flickr, which is where the image is housed, and I can see the image on Flickr. Within Flickr there are various options, but underneath actions I've got an option of view all sizes. So I'm going to select that. And what you then have here is it will give you different sizes of image for that image. So I want to choose the one that's closest to what I want. I'm going to go for medium 640. And that makes it a little bit smaller. And I could download the image and then upload it by inserting an image, or I can just right click and choose copy image, which is what I'm going to do now because it's slightly quicker. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint presentation and I'm going to paste it in. Now the only thing we have to do here is manually add the reference. So I've got my image in, that's great, I just need to reference where I found it from. So I'm going to go back to my Flickr page, and I'm just going to click back a couple of times until I find the sort of the main page for this image, which is this one that I've got here. So the web address is www.flickr.com/photos, and then there'll be a code which is unique to that image. So I'm just going to copy that, go back to my PowerPoint presentation. I've got a text box which is visible. I'm just going to paste the address in there. I'm going to press space to turn it into a link. I'm then going to just bring my box down a little bit, and I'm going to resize the text so that it's about 12, because it doesn't have to be really big so you can see it at the back. It just needs to be a reference that's there for later on. So I can just move it around like that, and you can center it, for example. There's all sorts of things you can do, but it's just showing that it's not my image, but it's one that I found elsewhere. So that's how we can take an image on Compfight and quickly add it into Word or PowerPoint or something similar.